The most hated sports teams in North America include the Dallas Cowboys, New York Yankees, New England Patriots, and Boston Red Sox, just to name a few. But some big-time winners don't seem to generate much, if any, hatred. It's not like they're America's favorite team or anything, just for whatever reason they've avoided making enemies and haters. I'm Justin's Fraction, and today we present 10 great sports teams that nobody seems to hate. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. And a big shout out to Barney Purple for suggesting this list. We hope you enjoyed, and if you do, leave your ideas down below. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Number 10, Nashville Predators. They're a pretty lovable story, which just seems to be why people don't really hate them. Nashville is a non-traditional hockey market, but the city has come to love and admire its team. The Predators have some of the greatest fans in all of hockey, really. This team was close to relocation in the late 2000s, but the NHL didn't stop believing in them. The Predators reached the Stanley Cup Final in 2017 and followed it up with the President's Trophy. Speak to the opposing teams who visit Nashville in the postseason, and you don't hear anything bad about them. While other great teams like the Chicago Blackhawks and Pittsburgh Penguins have developed quite a number of enemies, Nashville remains admired and respected across Canada and the United States. Number 9, Houston Rockets. The Rockets are locked for the postseason every year, and even when they landed the polarizing Dwight Howard in 2013 free agency, the Rockets didn't seem to turn people away much. We suppose it helps when the Rockets have a lovable superstar MVP like James Harden. Maybe it's just the beard that wins the fans over or something. The Rockets also traded for Chris Paul in 2017, trying to challenge the Warriors super team. It felt like all of America was behind Houston when they met Golden State in the 2018 Western Conference Finals, and it feels like people will be behind them for a while. Unless you're a Spurs or Mavericks fan, this Rockets team just seems to be too fun for anyone to hate. Number 8, Kansas City Chiefs. It seems like every great NFL team has its fair share of haters. The Cowboys and Patriots, duh. The Steelers have so many historic rivals, so the hatred for them will always exist in some areas. But when it comes to the Chiefs, nah. They're an annual playoff team and have posted winning seasons every year since 2013. And yet Kansas City just doesn't seem to have many haters outside of Oakland and Denver. Is it because they haven't won a championship in nearly half a century? Is it because their fans went 2 decades without a playoff win? Well, Alex Smith was a hard quarterback to hate. Now the big gun, Patrick Mahomes, is taking the NFL by storm, and it seems like everyone is on his bandwagon. Don't worry, KC, you keep on winning and people will respect you, not hate you or envy you. Whatever you're doing now is working. Number 7, Tampa Bay Lightning. The NHL took a huge risk by putting an NHL team in the Sunshine State, but it's worked out just fine in Tampa Bay. They won the Stanley Cup in 2004, and really, it was quite the feel-good story. Tampa would reach the Stanley Cup Finals again in 2015, but they fell short. They followed it up with trips to the Final Four in 2016 and 18. The Lightning aren't a team filled with goons and physical hard-hitting pests like Los Angeles or Boston. Steven Stamkos and Nikita Kucherov are a pretty fun duo to watch on the ice. Sometimes it's hard to hate pure greatness, and that's what the Lightning embody. Number 6, Houston Astros. Perhaps the Astros need to go on a long-term run of success before people start to hate on them. Why else do you think people hated teams like the Dodgers, Red Sox, and Yankees for decades? Thing is, the Astros team has been a nice story. They lost 100-plus games 3 years in a row from 2011 to 13. Houston turned a corner quickly and got their hands on the 2017 World Series. This after the city was hit hard by flooding from Hurricane Harvey. So really, the Astros captured our hearts here. And with so many likable players like Justin Verlander and Jose Altuve, can you possibly hate on this team? Number 5, Oakland City Thunder. Fans simply loved watching the dynamic duo of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. When the Thunder met the villainous Miami Heat in the 2012 NBA Finals, America was on their side. We all felt horrible for them when the Heat beat them in 5 games. The Thunder were just such an exciting team to watch for several years, and when Durant decided to ruin the NBA by joining Golden State in 2016, it's safe to say most fans felt awful for OKC. As odd as it may sound, the consistently winning Thunder have been hit with some heartbreaking losses and player departures. That's why it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, I hate the Thunder. Seriously, licking your elbow is an easier task than disliking these guys. Number 4, Atlanta Falcons. The city of Atlanta has endured far too much heartbreak when it comes to their sports teams. If it weren't for the Atlanta Braves powerhouse in the 90s, we'd be comparing the city to Cleveland when it comes to sports misery. Anywho, these Falcons just seem to be the annual we feel sorry for you team. All these gut-wrenching playoff losses in the Matt Ryan era. Admit it, non-Patriots fans. Your hearts broke when you watched them unravel in Super Bowl 51. Actually, we're sure the Pats fans hurt for them too. Atlanta owner Arthur Blank is the nicest guy. He set the lowest food and drink prices in Atlanta's new stadium. In fact, the lowest in North America. He's all about the fans, not himself. And it's hard to despise a team with such a humble owner, one who's still searching for his team's first Super Bowl. Number 3, San Antonio Spurs. They've made the playoffs every year since 1998, and the Spurs have won 5 NBA championships in that span. While it's easy for people to hate greatness, few seem to be turned away from the Spurs during their dynasty. Superstars like Tim Duncan and Tony Parker were always hard to cheer against. Pure class on and off the court. The Spurs didn't buy stars to form a super team. They built up their powerhouse with great coaching and smart drafting. One must respect the way they became successful. Number 2, Green Bay Packers. This entry doesn't apply to the Bears, Lions, or Vikings fans. We understand the whole NFC North rivalry and all. The Packers have been a force in the NFC for over 20 years now, but it seems like people just weren't able to hate on Brett Favre for all those years. And when the gunslinger left, who in the world could hate Aaron Rodgers? He's one of the best players in the NFL and perhaps the most complete quarterback we've seen. Do you really sit there screaming at the TV because you hate Rodgers? All the Hail Marys, him winning games when he's playing with one healthy leg? Heck, put Rodgers on the Cowboys or Patriots and people would probably hate them a lot less. Luckily for the Pack, Rodgers plays for them, so it will keep the hatred away for a long time. And number 1, Chicago Cubs. Well, that's 4 straight playoff appearances and 3 straight trips to the NLCS since 2015. They were referred to as the lovable losers for many years. People just felt sorry for this long-suffering franchise and its fans. They just never caught a break, a la the Steve Bartman incident. The Cubbies finally won the World Series in 2016 and ended their 108-year drought. Finally, the lovable losers were the lovable winners. Unless you're a St. Louis Cardinals fan, we're sure you can't find it in your heart to hate the Cubs. What other great sports teams don't receive much hate from fans? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.